What's good, world? And are you enjoying your weekend? Did the shorts cover? No? Man, what we talking about, man? Look. y'all know y'all can't y'all know this is what's going on right now, right? I mean, you got, everybody looking at the 8K filing and what's going to happen with this and what's going to happen with that. Oh my god, my hair is on fire. Meanwhile, it's a good thing for AMC because AMC is making money. And the way I see it, more money to crush the shorts. And that's what you need to understand. But what everyone is probably not talking about, I mean, the bots are trying to confuse you. So my job here right now, or my rant, I'm going to rant here. My rant here is to show you that the bots are trying to confuse you. So here we have the threshold securities list. And what do we see? We see AMC. All right. Now, for those who don't know, I've been watching this because, you see my Twitter? I'm counting down. I've been counting down for the past 3 days, 3, 4, 5 days. Day 7 on the threshold securities list. Okay. Now, 13 consecutive days on the threshold securities list. It could result in potential delisting, which I don't think that will happen, but it'll be mandatory buy-ins of those FTDs. Now, let's take a look at what Peter Hahn said here to me. Good old Peter Hahn, shout out to you. Please keep us updated. Hard to imagine it coming off the list until the price actually goes up. Saw this in late June 2021, where big drop as they tried to cheapen it before covering the FTDs. Peter Hahn, you are not alone, like Michael Jackson. You are not alone. So, I also saw this. We were also watching, which is why I'm confused why Charlie hates AMC so much, because he was one of the individuals counting down the threshold securities list and watching the reverse repos. So, it's confusing. However, I'm watching it, and little do you know, the bots are going to come in and say, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Who else is saying this shit? Oh, here we go. We got a porn star here, a model gamer stock trader, and a porn star. She says it means nothing. Here comes this guy. Bro, enough of this threshold nonsense. It means nothing. Please don't become like Boss Blunts and all these other YouTuber clowns who regurgitate the same nonsense. That doesn't matter. And then this guy, so what? What kind of name is this? How do you log into Twitter every day with this shit? I don't know. But so what? Crooks keep shorting the AMC. All right, that tells me you're definitely a bot. But anyways, where is this all coming from? I really don't understand. But here's what I do know is that they're relating this to Bed Bath and Beyond. They're like, oh yeah, Bed Bath and Beyond, MMTLP and all that shit. Yeah, that shit was on the threshold securities list, and look at that. Ha 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 ha. Hold up. I bring the receipts. So let's take a look at the Bed Bath and Beyond fiasco. So most of you are going to refer to Reddit, where this guy and others have posted Bed Bath & Beyond still on the Reg Show threshold securities list. Okay. Wow, that's kind of interesting. It's on a threshold securities list. That's a screenshot there. Okay, here we go. Time's up. Shorts are about to reap what they show. Okay, there's another list here. It looks like a threshold list. It says threshold securities list. Well, damn. February 7th? Hold up. This is a threshold securities list? Let's take a look. Why is it different than this? Well, February 7th. I see just AMC. I don't see Bed Bath & Beyond. I wonder why. Huh. Well, let's dig deeper and figure out where this is coming from. So with a simple, search image with Google, I found that this list is the NASDAQ registration show threshold list. Okay? So, For those who come into Twitter comments, YouTube comments, before you let them trick you out your bag, what they're referring to is the NASDAQ registration show threshold list. So I asked ChatGPT a simple question. I said, difference between NASDAQ and NYSE securities list. So the NYSE and the NASDAQ are two of the largest stock exchanges in the world and have different listing requirements and standards for companies that are listed on their exchanges. One key difference between the two exchanges is that the listing requirements, right? To be listed on the NYSE, a company must meet strict financial and operational standards, as well as adhere to corporate governance guidelines. In comparison, the NASDAQ has slightly less stringent requirements for this listing. As a result, it is often seen as a choice for technology growth companies, yada, yada, yada. Another key difference between the two exchanges is that the type of securities that are listed. The NYSE is primarily known for listing well-established companies, while NASDAQ is more likely to list technology and growth companies as well as companies, yada, yada, yada. Okay, here we go. Finally, the NASDAQ and NYSE both maintain lists of companies that are at risk of not meeting their respective listing standards. For the NYSE, that list is known as the threshold securities list. While NASDAQ, it is known as the watch list. Okay? Two different threshold securities lists, two different names. Interesting. Companies that are placed on these lists are at risk of being delisted if they do not take the necessary steps to regain compliance with the exchange's listing standards. In conclusion, while both the NASDAQ and NYSE serve as venues for buying and selling stocks, they have different listing requirements, types of securities listed, and different methods for monitoring companies that are at risk of not meeting their standards. So this tells me that the NYSE ain't playing that shit, which is why Peter Hahn wrote me and said, let's go back to what Peter Hahn says. Please keep us updated, as he is in another country. Hard to imagine it coming off the list until the price actually goes up. Saw this in late June 2021. Phil, what are you talking about? Well, how were they able to get it off in 2021? Well, I don't know. Bigham's mentioned a thing called Phase 6, and it's going to be hard to get off this list when there's margin requirements, which NYSE is going to make sure you got the margin requirements going. But the NASDAQ, as it explained on here, it is a little less strenuous, a little less, they track different things. So yes, when MMTLP or whatever, or NASDAQ or Bed Bath & Beyond, they're on the NASDAQ watch list. So they're able to just finesse that shit whenever they want to. Now with the NYSE, I'm super interested to see if that comes off the list, which is why Peter Hahn wrote me. And so for those who are needing this warning, this is my warning to you. Beware the shill, a tale of deception. That's right. They come off as something, but their intention is everything. So with that being said, people, beware of the shill, beware of them all. They're trying to attack your mental and your psyche. They understand that you don't know what you're doing. So they're going to use everything and tell you everything so that way you could be confused. I'm telling you, listen, I know what I hold. You can't get me to sell, and I'm still here. And if you're still not trusting the CEO and you're still not trusting the play, but you're still in the play, then I'm sorry. Then you're quite stupid. And with that being said, did the shorts cover? No. What are we talking about?